What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. This one's entitled Where Should Black America Be? You know, here's my thing. Everybody, we have, I have no problem with black excellence. And, but I want to ask the question, where should we really be right now? Because the people who have issues with where we are, they have legitimate gripes, and the people who don't want us to go or want somebody else to push us forward, I'm really not necessarily listening to them because they really don't want to put in the work. So, but the middle ground is what I'm talking about, because the comparisons to other people seems ridiculous to me per se, because we're different than everybody, and we have a different experience in America than everybody. So where should we really be, or where should we go to, or what's the goal for this generation, or this, not necessarily this generation, for this 5-10 year time period, right? What's the goal? You know, that's the thing. Maybe I'm gonna change it to what should Black America's goal be? I don't know, but when we everybody wants to say the bar is white people, and you know, so now we're so beneath white people that we need to catch up. Well, how many okay, how much time can we make up per year? If we did it in a 10-year span over this 400 or 500 year head start, how much time should we make up per year to be on, to be at a suitable level? Are we supposed to make up 40 years for the next 10 years to get, like, you know, 400, just 100 years behind? Like, you know, that's my question, because I think the effort is necessary and needed. The plan is necessary and needed. But are we do we want to build Egypt all over again in like a 10-year span? I don't understand the logic in that. Before Egypt had antiquity, that had generations before antiquity that laid the foundation. So are we going to do that, or are we just going to say we're going to go from nothing to rebuilding a nation within a nation, which is probably going to cause a war, but whatever. That y'all just skip over that, all right? So this is why I'm asking this stuff. Like first and foremost, the comparisons. Comparing ourselves to white people is ridiculous. Europe in the Europe as a quote unquote continent, which I still don't understand how it's a continent, but whatever. When it's connected to other things, but whatever. That's like saying the United States is a continent in North America. Like, fine. But Europe was not really developed until slavery and all the wars that were waged to build up Europe. They didn't build themselves up. So, are you saying we need to go worldwide, killing people, stealing shit, and enslaving people for roughly around 300 years, and then it's all good? We're gonna get on our feet. That's what you're saying. Um, you know, and then we catch it. Then that'll catch us up. Uh, so that's why I think it's a kind of ridiculous comparison. I also think, comparing us to the Jewish community, who's that's just white people and with a different religion, but you know they did leave. They're not still in Germany. They're over here. Like, they left that land that they were oppressed and killed in, and they got reparations from Germany, and recently they got some reparations from America, which whatever. But and they were also in on the slave trade, so they had money prior to the Holocaust also. So if we're not getting reparations in America, and we're not, are we supposed to be on that same kind of level? And actually, they got in our community and used us to get ahead during like the civil rights movement and with the slum lords and all that other stuff. So our situation isn't their situation, is what I'm saying. You know, if we want to, I would say I see like our situation is more so close to the Native American situation. When we talk about Hispanic situation, the Hispanic community situation, um, that's a situation of people who can go back to their home country, or bring resources from their home country to America, or contribute in two economies, so they have a fallback to go back and forth. Whether they, even though Central and South America may be quote unquote poorer than America in certain places, they still have the duality to go back and forth. Same thing with people in Asia and Africa. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll count Australia. I don't. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, basically because they have trade routes that they have an economy from a homeland. We don't have that. That's why I said we're more so like Native Americans. Um, the other thing with that is the constant intervention of not only the American government but American citizens and other racial communities in America the minute we actually get our business acumen set up. You got to remember the historically black colleges were infiltrated by government sources to kind of sabotage using people outside the community and people inside the community. You got to remember our business structures were the business towns were burned down or redlined or gentrified or freeways ran through them, or sabotaged by these other communities who are also doing business and who didn't want the quote unquote competition in this competitive capitalist society. So they they did everything in their power to undermine every obstacle, which we don't see that happening with these other groups with themselves. We don't, you don't see um, white people undermining Asians, Asians undermining Hispanics, and that type of thing. We only see Voltron of business racism when it comes to us. So I think that makes the situation different. I think our delusion about it also is an issue because we're going to act like, oh, we got all of these obstacles and so what? What do you mean, so what? Like, you got to know what you faced against, because if you know what you're up against, you can also effectively say what you have to do to get ahead, or what's a reasonable success. Instead of just saying, oh, just it's cool to shoot for the stars, and if you miss, catch the moon or whatever. But also, when people do small things, we have to give them credit for it. You don't just say, oh, you doing something, but you ain't really doing nothing. You ain't like Allstate. Allstate had a hundred and something year head start on you as a business, for one, and the benefits of racism in America, for two, and probably money from slavery or stealing somebody else's patents and stuff like that. Three, like those things are crazy. the other thing about that is once we once we actually can admit the totality of the situation, then we can say, okay, this is where we should be. Because other people tell us where we should be, while other people want us to do things in other communities. But what they really want us to do is rebuild again. And that's the thing. Like, can we admit that other communities, quote unquote, say they don't respect us, or people in our community say they don't respect us because we don't build? Well, it's not that we don't build, it's that we haven't rebuilt to their specifications or in a way that they can steal from us or sabotage us again. Like, that's the issue, you know. And you got to ask, even when these people have their home countries and their homelands, if you notice, they're not building in their homelands. Everybody's coming over here and swears that they're doing something, but they left their country that they don't never go back and build where they at. So, and they bring their resources from there to here to quote unquote build here without the adversity, without the oppression, without the barriers that we have. So I'm just stating this, and I'm not trying to be downtrodden or just like oh what should we do? We shouldn't do nothing. No, I expect us to do things, but I'm asking where should we be in the sense of what's reasonable? Because sometimes I think when people we're being unreasonable with our expectations. Just because it's a fast food society doesn't mean that fast food is not good for you, and for two, easy come easy go, or if you go too fast you're gonna make massive mistakes. So can we just say what's a reasonable step to build from? Because all the other communities that of our past rose from one level to another. Like, I can say I live better than my grandparents and my parents when they were my age. I can say that. Now the question is, how can I build on that? You get what I'm saying? So, are you living better than the people in your past? And how can you build on what they gave you from then? Is what I'm putting forth. You know, because just like everybody's telling everybody to be entrepreneurs, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's cool. But I also have to say, all these entrepreneurs gonna need employees. Like, think about it. Like, so that's my question. Yeah.